Did you know Jupiter is so big that over 1,300 Earths could fit inside it? But that's just the beginning of its incredible secrets. Welcome to the giant of our solar system, Jupiter, the fifth planet from the Sun and the king of gas giants. Today, we're diving into 15 mind-blowing facts about this massive world that will make you see our cosmic neighbor in a whole new light. 1. Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system. Imagine the biggest thing you've ever seen. Now multiply that by 11, and you start to get an idea of how massive Jupiter is. With a diameter of about 139,820 kilometers, Jupiter is by far the largest planet in our solar system. In fact, over 1,300 Earths could fit inside Jupiter if it were hollow. It's so enormous that its gravity influences many objects around it, including asteroids and even other planets. This giant's sheer size means it holds more than twice the mass of all the other planets combined. Truly, the king of our cosmic neighborhood. 2. It's mostly made of gas. Unlike our home planet Earth, where you can walk on solid ground, Jupiter is what scientists call a gas giant. That means it's mostly made up of gases, mainly hydrogen and helium, the same stuff that stars like our Sun are made of. If you tried to land on Jupiter, you wouldn't find any solid surface beneath your feet. Instead, you'd be sinking deeper and deeper into thick clouds and crushing pressure. Deeper inside, the pressure is so intense that hydrogen gas becomes metallic and conducts electricity, which is a key reason Jupiter has such a powerful magnetic field. So, Jupiter isn't really a planet you can stand on. It's a massive ball of swirling gases and extreme conditions. 3. The Great Red Spot, a storm bigger than Earth. One of Jupiter's most famous features is the Great Red Spot, a gigantic storm that's been raging for centuries, maybe even longer than 400 years. This storm is so huge that it could easily fit Earth inside it, twice over. The winds inside the Great Red Spot blow at incredible speeds, reaching hundreds of kilometers per hour, much faster than any hurricane on Earth. The storm's red color changes over time, sometimes becoming more orange or brown, and scientists are still studying why it lasts so long without fading away. It's like a cosmic hurricane on a planet scale, swirling relentlessly in Jupiter's thick atmosphere. 4. Jupiter has at least 79 moons. Jupiter isn't just a planet. It's like a mini solar system with dozens of moons orbiting it. As of today, Jupiter has at least 79 known moons, and astronomers are still discovering more. These moons range from tiny space rocks just a few kilometers wide to large worlds like Ganymede, the biggest moon in the solar system, even bigger than the planet Mercury. Each moon has its own unique features. Io is volcanically active with hundreds of erupting volcanoes. Europa is covered in ice, but likely hides a salty ocean beneath. And Callisto is an ancient, heavily cratered world. Exploring Jupiter's moons is like opening a treasure chest full of fascinating and diverse worlds. 5. Powerful magnetic field. Jupiter's magnetic field is truly a cosmic powerhouse. It's the strongest magnetic field among all the planets, about 20,000 times stronger than Earth's. This enormous magnetic bubble traps charged particles like electrons and protons, creating intense radiation belts around the planet. These belts can be hazardous for spacecraft and are responsible for some of the brightest aurora's colorful light shows near Jupiter's poles. Jupiter's magnetic field is generated by the movement of metallic hydrogen deep inside the planet, kind of like a gigantic dynamo. It extends millions of kilometers into space and even interacts with the solar wind streams of charged particles from the Sun. 6. It radiates more heat than it receives. Unlike Earth, which mostly depends on the Sun's energy, Jupiter actually produces a lot of its own heat. In fact, it emits nearly twice as much heat as it receives from sunlight. This extra heat comes from leftover energy from the planet's formation about 4.5 billion years ago, when Jupiter slowly contracted under its own gravity. This slow shrinkage compresses the planet's interior, generating heat a bit like squeezing a ball to warm it up. This internal heat drives powerful weather systems and keeps the planet's atmosphere in constant motion, fueling storms and jet streams. 7. The fastest spin in the solar system. Jupiter spins incredibly fast. It completes a full rotation in just about 10 hours. Considering how huge Jupiter is, this is lightning speed. This rapid spin causes the planet to bulge out at the equator and flatten at the poles, making it look like a slightly squashed ball. It also means Jupiter has the shortest day of all the planets in our solar system. This fast rotation powers Jupiter's strong magnetic field and creates the banded appearance we see in its clouds, with colorful stripes spinning at different speeds in opposite directions. 8. It has rings too. When you think of rings in space, Saturn's bright and beautiful rings probably come to mind first. But Jupiter has rings as well, although they're much fainter and harder to see. Jupiter's rings are made mostly of tiny dust particles kicked up by meteoroid impacts on its small moons. These faint, dusty rings form a thin halo around the planet and were only discovered by spacecraft in the 1970s. While they don't make the spectacular visual impact that Saturn's rings do, Jupiter's rings add to the planet's fascinating complexity. 9. The atmosphere is full of surprises. Jupiter's atmosphere is a constantly changing and colorful place. It's made up mostly of hydrogen and helium, but also contains compounds like ammonia, methane, and water vapor, which form the clouds we see as swirling bands and spots. These bands are actually powerful jet streams blowing in opposite directions, creating turbulence and giant storms. The planet's clouds come in shades of white, brown, red, and orange, caused by complex chemical reactions in the upper atmosphere. Scientists are still trying to understand exactly what causes the colors and why storms like the Great Red Spot last so long. Jupiter's atmosphere is a giant laboratory for extreme weather unlike anything on Earth. 10. A potential ocean beneath the clouds? While Jupiter itself is mostly gas, one of its moons, Europa, is a special place in the search for life beyond Earth. Europa's icy surface hides a vast, salty ocean beneath. Scientists estimate it could contain more water than all of Earth's oceans combined. This subsurface ocean stays liquid because of tidal heating, generated by Jupiter's strong gravity stretching and flexing the moon. The possibility of liquid water, combined with chemical elements and energy sources, makes Europa one of the most promising places to look for microbial alien life in our solar system. 11. It protects Earth from asteroids. Thanks to its huge size and powerful gravity, Jupiter acts like a cosmic bodyguard for Earth. Its gravity can pull in or deflect many comets and asteroids that might otherwise cross Earth's orbit and pose a threat. Sometimes called the vacuum cleaner of the solar system, Jupiter's presence reduces the number of potentially dangerous impacts on our planet. Without Jupiter's protective influence, Earth's history might look very different, with far more collisions that could have affected the evolution of life. 12. It was known since ancient times. Jupiter has been visible in the night sky for as long as humans have looked up. Ancient civilizations noticed this bright, wandering star-like object and named it after their chief gods. The Romans called it Jupiter, after their king of gods, while the Greeks called it Zeus. Its brightness and steady movement across the sky fascinated early astronomers, who included it in their celestial models. Observing Jupiter played a key role in the history of astronomy, from ancient times through Galileo's first telescope sightings. 13. It has been explored by several spacecraft. Jupiter has been visited by multiple spacecraft, each revealing amazing new details. The Pioneer and Voyager missions in the 1970s were the first to fly by and send back close-up images. The Galileo orbiter, launched in the 1990s, studied Jupiter and its moons for years, discovering volcanoes on Io and evidence of subsurface oceans. Currently, NASA Juno spacecraft is orbiting Jupiter, gathering detailed data on its atmosphere, magnetic field, and internal structure. Each mission has helped scientists understand Jupiter's complex nature better than ever before. 14. It could have become a star. Jupiter is sometimes called a failed star because if it had gathered about 80 times more mass, it could have ignited nuclear fusion in its core, the process that powers stars like our Sun. Instead, it remained a massive planet made mostly of gas. This means Jupiter shares some characteristics with stars, like its composition and the heat it emits, but it never became hot or bright enough to shine on its own. It's a fascinating reminder of the fine line between planets and stars in the universe. 15. It's still mysterious. Despite centuries of observation and decades of spacecraft exploration, Jupiter still holds many mysteries. New storms appear and disappear. The depths of its atmosphere are not fully understood, and its magnetic field behaves in surprising ways. Scientists keep discovering unexpected details about its moons, rings, and interior. Jupiter continues to challenge and inspire astronomers, reminding us that even in our own cosmic backyard, there's still so much to explore and learn.